The fallout is pouring in after Donald Trump falsely suggested Kamala Harris has misled voters about her race. But the most compelling reaction has come from the lone liberal on Fox News. Jessica Tarlov, a Fox News contributor, was asked about Trump's remarks to the National Association of Black Journalists, and Tarlov expressed shock and horror.
My reaction is that it was a complete, absolute dumpster fire for the former president. I don't feel the need to give him any credit for showing up there because he came with a terrible attitude. He hit all of his regular hits, lying about his record for Black Americans. The comparison saying he's done the most for the Black community since Abraham Lincoln is obviously ridiculous. Unemployment is lower for Black Americans under Joe Biden than Donald Trump. Everybody knows that. Even Donald Trump knows that. People have told him. He just won't stop.
At the annual NABJ convention in Chicago, Donald Trump sparred from the start with ABC News reporter Rachel Scott. Scott noted that several Republicans have called Vice President Kamala Harris a DEI hire for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Trump squabbled over the definition, so Scott then followed up by asking Trump the question more directly.
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a Black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was Black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn Black, and now she wants to be known as Black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she Black?
She is always identified as a Black woman. She went to a historically Black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a Black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is...
I think somebody should look into that too when you ask continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans have said?
I really don't know. I really don't know. Could be.
Well, even many Republicans are calling the Trump response in exchange a political disaster for the GOP. Maryland Governor turned Senate candidate Larry Hogan blasted Trump's remarks as unacceptable and abhorrent. Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski called the comments very unfortunate. And never mind Republican moderates. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley said, quote, "It's not a good idea for either of the parties to be playing racial identity politics." Montana Senator Steve Daines, quote, "I think the better approach is to focus on the policies of Kamala Harris." Longtime Mitch McConnell advisor, now CNN GOP pundit Scott Jennings said Trump did crap the bed. The only question is if he's going to roll around in it or change the sheets. Even Trump supporter Bill O'Reilly, formerly of Fox News infamy, appeared on News Nation and criticized Trump.
Donald Trump blew it. And the happiest person in the country tonight is Kamala Harris. Because she's sitting there cackling, look at this, look at this, look at Trump. He's just alienated millions of Black voters who aren't going to really get what happened there. The broadside against Kamala Harris was that she's a phony, that she used one bit of ethnicity to do this, one bit to do that. But Trump didn't articulate it. But let me send this message to everybody. Any American who injects skin color into any conversation these days in a negative way is a fool.
So Donald Trump is a fool. Now, that may not be news to more than half the country, but when it comes from high-profile Republican Trump supporters, including Bill O'Reilly, it's a big deal. Vice President Kamala Harris put an exclamation point on the Trump controversy when she spoke about his remarks.
Donald Trump spoke at the annual meeting of the National Association of Black Journalists. And it was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better. The American people deserve better.
Trump's comments did not come in a vacuum. For several days, he has been stepping up his remarks about Harris's identity. The day before the Chicago comments, Donald Trump suggested Harris would be unable to stand up to foreign leaders because of her appearance, although Trump refused to elaborate. While Donald Trump may be trying to rev up his far-right Republican base, the strategy could also alienate him from moderate and independent voters. Polls show many of these swing voters are already concerned that a second Trump term would be riddled with chaos, hatred, and division. Thankfully, at least a few journalists are still willing to challenge Trump on all of this. Kudos to Rachel Scott of ABC News at the NABJ convention for pressing Donald Trump and holding him accountable. The media world hit rock bottom during the CNN presidential debate when the moderators refused to challenge either candidate and looked the other way at endless lies and false statements. Rachel Scott's approach at the NABJ convention was a breath of fresh air. She has proven that journalistic integrity still matters. Hopefully, Scott will be a moderator at the next presidential debate, if there is one. By the way, a Fox News anchor recently scolded a Republican senator on live TV.
But that this could hurt you with female voters with these type of comments.
I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but let me say it again.
Senator, you keep bringing it back to my feelings. My feelings matter a little. All I'm telling you is if you think you can gain this November calling people names, I don't know how far that goes, left or right.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.